Okay, here we go. We're going to work at opening up, especially through the chest, your shoulders, and your upper back. Okay, many times, if you're even sitting doing anything, let's say eating, let's say computer, let's say watching TV, you're sitting there watching TV, you're watching like this, you're eating like this. Okay, you just are. I catch myself and I have to continually reset. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to reset up here. And one of the first ways to help reset your shoulders is this first move that we're going to do while we do a little bit of movement with our feet on our little balance pad. So get ready. So you can be down on the floor. You're going to use your balance pad to start with, because if you just stand and you stand on a very compromising surface, that's a plus right there. Just doing that. So when we're in the floor on all fours, see, you can be standing on one of these, you can be on all fours, but you're here with your chair platform because maybe you don't feel comfortable getting in the floor yet. However, step up on this, and all I want you to do on this to start with is number one, take a big breath through your nose. That's number one. Okay, when you start rotating this move right here, see this move? And if you have a compromised knee, a compromised foot, a compromised hip, always have a chair, a wall, a counter where you can simply put your hands on it. I would rather you put it to the side. Why? Because when you put your hands forward, you're naturally going to do what? You're going to roll and hunch forward to put your hands on anything. That's just what we do, especially if we're super slugs. So see what I'm doing? This could be one of your 1 minute, 2 minute challenges through the day. Everybody thinks, oh yeah, that sounds real good. I just don't feel like working very hard for 2 minutes. What is this? This is not working very hard. But A, your butt is out of the chair. That's number one. B, you're on a very compromising, that means squishy, platform. Okay? By virtue of that, the minute you step on this thing, you have to start doing proprioceptive little changes in your whole body. Okay? So there's some wins right there. When I rotate my weight from one side to the other side, and I'm simply bending my knee and going up and putting a tiny bit of pressure on my toes. And see, when I say bending my knee, I'm just not keeping it straight or locked. That's all. When you do rotate in this kind of a thing, and let's say you're going to do this for a minute. Let's say you're going to do it for your 2 minutes, the whole 2 minutes of a break. You're just going to throw this pillow in the floor, this balance pad that I know all of you that are coming on with me have. The first thing that anybody, any healthcare provider, PT, whatever, will encourage you to pick up to help you with your balance is a balance pad. This is a really good one, okay? Some of them are not so good. They're slick. They might slip out. This one is a really good one. It's going to cost you around $40. You can get them at Perform Better, many places. But while I'm doing this, do you see what I'm doing? I just did it. I noticed myself kind of caving. So what I want to say to myself is put my fingers under my rib cage and act like somebody's behind you doing that, and you're pulling yourself up. The whole sternum gets lifted. And when I rotate, I stay for 1,001, 1,002, because I want to put pressure in a fully flexed toe. Some of us are not flexing our toes. We're walking around without moving our feet and we don't even realize it. Kick those shoes off. Get yourself on a pad so that you're not going to hurt your feet. Say rib cage up, tight tummy, or just a braced tummy. Start rotating like this. So when you rotate, if you can just turn on the gluteal right there. See that? So I'm going to bend this knee. All my weight is over here. Right now, turn on the gluteal. Yeah, put pressure in those flexed toes. Gentle. Big breath through the nose. Rib cage is up. Now here I am. This is my hip replace side. This is my knee replace side. I'm pressing gently into those flexed toes. So when you have a knee replaced, a lot of times we compromise the toe movement. In your walking, we kind of walk like we're in blocks of wood, okay? So again, there I corrected again, rib cage up, tighten the gluteal, just contract it. That's all I want you to do. I'm rotating, I'm putting a little pressure, not full pressure, in those flexed toes while I'm on the side that I'm holding myself, I'm contracting my gluteals, okay? These are very little subtle changes. Excuse me. But this kind of a thing done from 1, 2, 3, 5 minutes. Okay, but 1 or 2 minutes, great. Okay, now we're going to add something. Now we're fully versed in continuing to say rib cage up, breathing through the nose. I have my little chair here. If I over or under balance, I can just put my hand gently. I don't have to grab anything. I just press down. My shoulders are down. Rib cage up, so tighten the gluteal right there. I'm telling you, unless I'm yelling at you, reminding you, because I'm doing the same thing to myself. See, you won't tighten the gluteal. You'll do all this movement, but you won't contract and get on board the muscles in your hip, in your gluteals. It's very important to be able to squeeze those gluteals, okay? So just act like some nurse is coming at you with a shot. And they're gonna put it in your rear end and they'll tell you, don't flinch. That means tighten. And that's exactly what you do. So that's what I want you to do now is tighten, okay? So one last thing, as you're moving this, before I add the other movement that's so important if you're gonna work on shoulders and neck muscles, deltoids, chest muscles, upper back muscles, which is called the trapezius muscle, right up here, that get stretched way out, and then these get tight. That's what we're going to work on today. But we're preparing our toes because all movement starts from the foundation up, okay? So you got to take care of your feet. I was just ragging on my son about this. As hard as he's working on his rowing and he's so strong and all this, his feet look like a mess. And it's just because he hasn't scaled them off. And he wears sandals all day. He wears those very, they're work type sandals because it's hot in Tennessee. But his feet are cracking. And you know what he does? He puts super glue on them. I said, I don't think that's how you're supposed to heal this up. Anyway, what do I know, right? Tighten up, okay? Did you quit tightening? As soon as you go over here, tighten your gluteal. Not hard, gently. Keep this going. Don't stop this. So we're going to keep this going. Keep correcting. Take your hands. Okay. Number 1, do a little, this is a little test. Here's your hands. We haven't done anything on our upper body yet, right? Besides dropping our shoulders, raising our rib cage, right? Breathing through the nose. Okay. Anytime you need to, you just press down. Just put your hand out, press down. Bring your hands from here and bring them fully up here as far as you can. And I want you to make the observation. Where are your hands stopped? If your elbows are in and you've gone from here to here, how far can those thumbs get back there without bending at the wrist? Yeah, mine are right here at the very front. I want to be more in the center of the deltoid. See my thumb? So I have to really work to get them back there because they normally stop right here. So take a breath. Say rib cage up. Drop your shoulders and really get those elbows in and bring those hands back with a neutral wrist as far as you can to your deltoid or your shoulder. Okay? That's a little test. Now we're going to bring them up. We're going to do some work and then we're going to do a post test. So I'm going to put my hands out here. I'm continuing this whole mechanism. And yes, you're going to forget certain things because you're doing a lot of compound moves right now. Okay. Number one, once you put your hands out here straight out, see if there's any kind of squeeze or pain. And some of you might have to go down here. That's okay. Start there. But drop your shoulders, rib cage up, squeeze the gluteal on the side that has all the weight. Keep very braced in your tummy. Keep dropping your shoulders. Keep pressing into the toes. I cannot stress these points enough when you're doing this kind of a motion. Okay, drop your shoulders again. My thumbs are pointing forward. If I can, I'll have them straight out from my shoulder. Just like anytime you need to stop or rest, just go here. Then come back up, okay? So do that. Don't keep doing a move if you're so tired that you're doing it in bad form, okay? So see what I'm going to do here? I'm going to rotate. I'm going to squeeze my rear end. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. Breath. 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 I hope Kathy's counting because I'm trying to cue you on all kinds of things and sometimes I miscount. Sometimes. I said that for your benefit, Kathy. Drop your shoulders. Yeah, I know you want to bring your, don't do it. Bring your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Keep those hands doing these little circles. Yeah, the whole arm circles. Okay, press into the toes. Press into the toes because when you start this second activity, many times you just don't hit that toe flexion like I really would like for you to hit it. So right there, squeeze the gluteal, press into the toes. There,
30.
important. Oh, was that 30 or 40?
32.
Okay. Bring your hands down. Now you see how I bent forward? If you did what I just did, see, I'm not telling you everything else I'm doing. I just bent forward to rest my shoulders and to do a little pendulum, but I hip hinged, okay? I hip hinged. I said rib cage up, and I rotated my taillights back like they're shining. And if you just bent forward and you haven't trained yourself yet, the first thing somebody does when they bend forward is they round their back. We don't want to do that. You rib cage up, hip hinge, and I'm not going deep. I'm just doing a little pendulum swing here. See that? Just a little pendulum swing. I'm going forward and back. Take a big deep breath. I'm not even going to go into a full out fly here. I'm going to come here and I'm going to bend my elbows and pull them back. Do not go from this to this, just like ripping them up there. Don't do that. You're swinging, you're pushing into your toes, you're pushing into your heels. Your back is very extended. Your knees are soft. We're staying down here for just a second. Then we're gonna go right on down, right on down, right on down, right on down, right on down. I'm reaching down to my ankles, taking a big deep breath. Now, don't put your head down. Put your butt down. Put your butt down. Put your butt down. Hold it there for 1, 2, 3. Take a breath. 4, 5, 6. Put your hands right here. Push yourself up. Squeeze your butt. Yes. Now step off of the pillow. Step back on. Step off. Okay. Adjust your chair so that you can step to the side. So I'm going to go step back on, step back on. My chair is still there. Step back off, step back off. So one of the scaredy little things, it's not like big, but it's enough to send you to the floor. One of the scaredy things that we do is actually, this is only 2 inches. Take a big breath, put your toe on that pillow, and now in order to get back, how are you going to do that? Many of you are going to jerk up. We don't want to do that. Your toe is fully on the pad. It's pointing forward, not out. I'm going to push back. I'm going to push my heel down. And I'm going to muscle myself back and step up. See that? So now I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm stepping down, fully down. Take a breath, rib cage is up, put your foot back there. You can feel to find out where it's at. You don't want to be on the edge. You don't want to be too far to the front. You want to be able to put your heel down and put it all on that pillow, okay, that balance pad. Say rib cage up. Now, correct your feet. And instead of jumping to get yourself up those 2 inches, you're going to lower your center of gravity. Say rib cage up. You're going to push back into your heel, okay? And if you need to, put your hand on something, and you're going to rotate back without jerking up to get you back there, okay? Let's do that 1 or 2 more times. Then we're going to do our second part of our shoulder resetting. So that's what I'm going to call this, a shoulder reset. And one of the first things you got to do is this move that I'm doing with them, okay? So now my foot is step down, step back. If you are nervous, when you have replaced joints or you have arthritic joints, this move right here is very angst provoking. This right here. And one side versus the other side is going to be more or less angst provoking. So when you put that back there, just turn and look down and see what position your foot is in. See that? Now go ahead and put your heel down, okay? When you put your heel down, you drop your whole center of gravity by bending as much as you can through the knee and the hip, okay? Some of you might not be able to. That's why you have to use a wall or a chair. Push down, press back into the heel, and then step up. It's a very smooth transition from here to here, but you got to practice this. See, you got to practice this. Take a look. Where are your feet? Take a breath. Rib cage up. Okay, my heel is up. Lower my center of gravity. Put my heel down. Use this if I need to, and then come back up. So this side is my knee replace side. I'm much tighter on that side, okay? So once we've done these little steps, and see, I'm gonna go down to the side, down to the side. You always have this here if you need it, okay? Big breath, drop your shoulders, boom, and boom, right there. So when you do this, you do a hip hinge, a gentle hip hinge, a slight knee bend, okay? But it doesn't grind. See, I'm not grinding because I'm doing a little bit of a hip hinge, but I'm keeping my rib cage up. Take a breath. Yeah. Woo. So this kind of a thing done for 1 minute, 30 steps, it's a big deal. Okay, did you forget which foot you started with when we did the step down? Did you forget? Well, just do one or the other, it doesn't matter. And then rotate. See this? So now our palms are up, our thumbs are headed back. So some of us with issues in our little shoulders, when you rotate the head here around your deltoid muscle of your shoulder, you're going to feel that. If you need to come down a little. Take a breath. All I'm going to do now is step down and come back. So before I was doing my toe bending. Okay, now I'm stepping 2 inches down and I'm putting my heel first. And this is a series of heel first, stepping off and coming back. But we practiced. So now that I have them up, I'm going to start the rolling or the rotation. See that? Take a breath. See, I had to get your hands up first before I started counting. Kathy started counting the minute I put them up there. I know it. We love you, Kathy. They especially love you because I get a little confused. Take a breath. Okay. Still going. Yeah, stay with me. Don't go faster. Don't go slower. Try to stay with me. Your palms are fully up. Your thumbs are fully back. Sometimes a person will put their palm up like this when I'm working with them, and they will not really be fully open. You know how to keep your palms fully open? Stay right with me. Stay right with me. Take a breath. Through your nose, say rib cage up, shoulders down. You act like you have a rotten egg in your palm.
31.
Oh, shoot. And you don't want to lose it. Okay, come down and come back. Okay? Hip hinge, rib cage up. See, I'll turn to the side so you'll see what I'm doing. And I just go like this. I keep my chin tucked. Back and forth. Okay. I talked you through 2 of the most important things you can do in your warm-up or daily. The shoulder resetting that we started with, and the toe flexion on a balance pad. Okay. Yes, we did some hip hinging. Yes, I ragged on you to do neutral spine. Those are a given. But I wanted you to do 2 very important things for your shoulders and for your feet. Okay. So after I've done this, now take those elbows and come back. And then come up. Go back. And then up. You gotta drop your shoulders. See how I'm bringing my elbows up? Hands back, elbows up. Elbows back, elbows up. At this point, do not take your arms in a full fly here, okay? Because you don't want to hurt your shoulder when you're trying to get good movement through the middle part of your upper back, which is a trapezius muscle. That's what this is up here. It joins with some other great big muscles. They're all work together. They get tight. Why do they get tight? Because we spend our life doing this. Rounded shoulders, coming in. These get overstretched. These get understretched. That's what we're going to focus on today. So we already started. So now I'm going to reach down, grab my little pillow. Put it on my little chair. This is my one of my walking vests. So people can see me out on the road and not flatten me out. Okay, here's your chair set up, okay? I'm going to be eventually in the floor. I'm going to start you out here. But if you cannot get in the floor, you can use this as your platform. And this is as if you were in the floor. You get it? So we'll start here, and then I'll be down in the floor for real. And you can continue right here, okay? Drop your shoulders, bring your knee in, stretch the other leg back. And you want to go back far enough to get your heel down. So at this point right now, see my knee is touching the front of the chair. My shoulders are down. I'm bracing. Keep dropping your shoulders. I'm going to step in a little. You know why? There was a lot of intense stretching on my heel cords and on my calf. So I stepped in about an inch, okay? Now I'm going to step back and try to get that heel down. That's much better. But now I'm going to step in again. I'm going to just ease a little bit. Then I'm going to trade. So I'm not sitting on this for like eternity. I just want to hold it for about 15 to 30 seconds. And you want it at a level where you feel a stretch in your heel cords, but also in your calf, okay? If it's extremely intense, just come in an inch. I want your heel to be fully down, okay? And if you can't fully get your heel down with your shoulders down, your rib cage up, without extreme, a really hard stretch feeling, that's a little too much. So bring it in and then take it back out. So see, I can put my heel down now because I took a little break and I came in and I fully straightened my leg and I really put my heel down, okay? And then I stepped back that inch. And between the two, it kind of coaxes your heel cords and your calf muscles into a better stretch, okay? Then bring your legs in, put your hands right here on the chair, and just come down. Just come down, and now raise your elbows. So you're rotating, but you're hanging on. Then rotate them back, and then come back up. And now with your hands on your chair, bring your shoulders to your ear and push back on your hip bones, okay? Really bring those shoulders up to the ears. You're rounding the upper back. And now you're going to hyperextend right through that back. You're going to push your butt back a little bit. You're going to drop your shoulders. Keep your chin tucked. Take a breath. Turn your head. Turn your head. And if you're noticing stiffness in your neck, keep that chin down. Take a big deep breath. Rotate so the chin tries to get over to the shoulder. Keep your chin tucked. Do that a couple of times. See, I'm just a little bit bent-kneed. They're just right in here touching the chair. I'm dropping down, pushing hard on the chair, dropping my shoulders. Now I'm going to do it all over again. Shoulders come to ears. Tight tummy. Push your back way out. Bring your shoulders to your ears. Drop your head. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. And then rotate. And come back into a bent knee. Touch the chair. Drop your shoulders. Really push that butt back into a hyperextension. And then you're ready to go down to the seat of the chair. Okay? Now I'm going to start us here, but then I'm going to go on down and continue with some other shoulder opening things that you can do right here at the chair. You could even, if you needed to, if you didn't want to bend your knee, you could even do it against a wall, and that would be fine too. Okay? Here we go. So I'm right here. I'm going to put my elbows down, open up the knees. Don't be pushing in, open them up. Your elbows are on the chair. Drop your shoulders. Now, all I want you to do is what we just did with our shoulder a while ago. We brought our elbow in and we just opened it right here. See that? And we bring it down. So you're going to stay fully in your feet. You're putting your elbow down, your forearm on the chair. Bring your other elbow in and then rotate your whole body until you start to feel this opening right here. Okay? See how I have it right beside me? My thumb is right here again at the deltoid. See that? And then I come down slowly, slowly, slowly. Now, go ahead and straighten your legs. Hang on to the back of the chair. Just rotate back. And you want to bring your body way back as far as you can, like you're raising your hand. You're really trying to get those arms up there. So push back. Take a breath. Then come back in. And you're going to, again, elbow, forearm. You're going to rotate. Here we go. Bring that elbow in. Drop your shoulders. Rotate all the way up with your elbow in. And then come back in. Do that rotation again. It's all the way up. And it's all the way back in. Okay? Now, we're going to do that again. And we're going to end up doing a rotation and then a reach as we're rolling our whole thoracic trunk all here. So those of you who want to stay standing or on the chair, be very conscious of your propensity to bring your knee in. Try to keep them open. You're trying to press your knees open, keeping your feet flat. I don't want you to roll your foot quite yet. I'm going to go ahead with some of you and go on the floor. If you're not wanting to get on the floor, you're going to do everything from here, same, okay? So I hope that's clear. So I'm going to come right down here. And all this does, I have the same movement, is it puts you in a little bit different gravitational pull. It's a little harder down here because you are in fact in full parallel position to the floor and you have to fight gravity a little more. So I'm here. I'm going to stay on one hand and I'm going to bring this hand in and now I'm going to do that rotation. So make your knees a little bit wider. Okay, tight tummy, shoulder down, elbow in. I'm going to take my chin and go right with my hand. See? I'm going to hold it there, take a breath. Hold it there, take a breath. Hold it there, take a breath. One more right here. And then rotate back in. Put that fist down. Okay? Soften the elbow. Drop your shoulder. Here we go. Take the other hand. Bring the elbow in. Now rotate. Bring your chin and your eyes right to the hand. And you're rotating as far up as you possibly can go. Hold it, take a breath. Hold it, take a breath. Hold it, take a breath through the nose. Bring it back in, bring it back down. Yes. Okay, now is a good time to stretch those toes again. Okay, so you're going to push those toes in a curl. And you're going to push back. Now, if you're doing this on a chair, you can do one leg at a time. And you can still get that same toe curl. Okay, one leg at a time with the arms. You can go down. So once I'm down there, now I'm going to do that same rotation. My toes are curling in, my chin is tucked. Drop my shoulders, keep my elbow right under my shoulder, pick which one. I'm going to be back on this one. And I'm going to rotate And I'm going to bring that up, that rotation. And then I'm going to reach with that hand. And I'm going to try to pull that hand up over my back. And I'm going to hold it there. Then I'm going to bring it in. And then I'm going to bring it down. So you're putting positive pressure, body weight pressure on your toes. At the same time, my shoulders are down, my tummy's tight, and I'm gonna rotate, same way as we did, and I'm gonna try to look at my hand, and I'm gonna keep working at that, bring that elbow back over my back, then I'm gonna reach that hand out, take a big breath, pull it, breath, pull it, breath, pull it back over your back, and then bring it in and bring it down. Now come back up to hands and knees. Here we are, hands and knees. Woo. Now we're going to change the trajectory of the hips. You can do every bit of this standing right here. It's a cat camel, and I'm going to put my fists down, okay? I'm going to soften my elbows, drop my shoulders, and I'm going to bring and rotate my pelvic bones, tighten up my butt, go into a mad cat. Okay? Way up, really stretch those shoulders up as far as you can. Take a big breath. Take another breath. Now slowly bring that back down and go into that camel position with your back. So that is a good hyperextension, safely done. And I'm keeping my chin tucked. I'm going to bring my chin up a bit and then turn. Bring it back to center, bring it up and turn. And I'm really pressing back on my toes. Okay, it's not hard, it's just gentle. And if you can't do this because of an injury to a knee or knee arthritis or whatever, you can do every bit of this right here, standing and putting your hands on the chair. I'm just taking you through a real complete inner workings, I would say, of the cat camel, of some of these basic things that we've done, but sometimes we get sloppy on them. Okay, that's just the way it is. Now I'm going to go right ahead and I'm going to put my elbows down. You can put your elbows down here. You're going to come down as far as you can and turn your head to the side. Turn your head to the side. Not a lot of repeats. Just body position that keeps you really moving. Now, if you're standing, go ahead and sit down. Sit on your chair. Don't use your pad, okay? We are going to be sitting on the floor. So you go ahead and sit down just like we're sitting down. Okie dokie. Okay, we did a lot of mobility work in the back, the shoulders. And now sitting here, and you sit right on the end of the chair, if you're sitting in a chair, and you put your hands toward the back of the chair. That's all, okay? Just put your hands toward the back of the chair. That's it. Bring your elbows into the center. Okay, say rib cage up. Lean back as you rotate your fingers towards your butt. See, if I'm in a chair, my feet are right here, right there, and I'm leaning back. And I'm trying to open my shoulders. Yeah. So you want your hands to almost be touching the back part of your butt, okay? My knees are bent, your knees are bent because you're sitting in the chair. Drop your shoulders, lean back as you bring your elbows where? Toward the center line of your body, okay? So you're really putting some press through the shoulders to, in fact, open them up. Yeah. Take a big deep breath. Take a big deep breath and take one leg down, one leg. Okay? So instead of just like reaching forward like normally you see people doing, You can do this seated. You're seated in a chair. Take one leg out. You're going to rotate, and you're going to go from your hip, not your back. And you're going to come down. You're going to turn your head. You're going to try to put your ear down to the knee. Mac is trying to nudge me that he wants something. You're okay, Mac. Go lay down. See how I'm opening? See how I'm turning? And I'm opening back with my hand? You can do the same thing on the chair. Okay, bring that in. Take a big deep breath. Other leg goes down. So you can do this in a chair. Put your hand on that outstretched leg. So what are you going to do? You are going to hip hinge and come forward. Grab that knee, grab that leg. Then you're going to take this arm and you're going to open, and you're going to keep your chin tucked, and you're going to just really try to open that right through here. We're going to hang on to it for a little bit. Take a big deep breath again. Big deep breath. Big deep breath. And then bring the hand in before you close, okay? And again, start back here. That's what I'm trying to simulate in many, many ways today to get you to finally open up your shoulders. Okay, now we're going to take our legs and go out, and I have a replaced hip, so I don't push it, but you should be able to go out a little bit, okay? Then you take one leg down. If you can't do both, you take one at a time. So what am I doing? I'm sitting up very straight. I could do this sitting on the end of this chair. I lean back just a little. I take one leg and go out like that. Take a big deep breath. And I don't turn completely, but I try to come down as far as I can to reach this foot. And I do this without rounding my back. I am hip hinging. I am stretching groin muscles. I'm stretching adductors, abductors, hamstring. Okay, we're not hitting the quad right here on this. We'll do that at the end. We're coming into it. But you see this, you should be able to come down. And I have a hip replaced and a knee replaced. Okay. Don't round your back. Every time you go forward, you've got to keep it extended. Do that hip hinge. Now pull yourself in, just like you're reeling in a fish. Pull yourself down there, just momentarily, and then bring this up, okay? Take the other leg down. All right, this is my knee replaced. This was my stiff knee. So in this position right here, I haven't even started anything. All I did was put one leg down, keep one leg up. And some of you are already rounding your back, okay? So you have to open at the hip, and then you turn, and then you reel it in. You just reel it in. You try to get down there and grab that toe. And some of you are saying, oh yeah, right. So grab your knee. The point is, don't round your back. Pull yourself down there as far as you can. Give all those hip muscle attachments that are attached to the hip, that are attached to the back. The back is attached to the shoulder. And so I'm grabbing with my shoulder. I could use this as another opportunity to open up. But I know, I know not to push a slug too much. I hope you're laughing. Okay, now I'm going to come forward now that I know very well not to bend or flex my back. Okay, I'm going to hip hinge, keep my back straight, bring my hands down, both legs. I'm going to go down as far as I can. I'm just going to pull against that. And that's those upper shoulders. Yeah. Pull and lean back, just like you were going to row. That motion, that's what I'm wanting. Drop your shoulders, pull yourself in, push, pull. Big breath, big breath. See, I'm bringing those toes back. See that? Big breath. 5, 4, drop your shoulders. 3, breath. 2, release. Yay! Okay, I think we're pushing it right in here to the last. Okay, we got a little bit of time. So if you are here, you're gonna lean back, bring one leg up, keep one leg down. We are on the floor. We're gonna bring one leg down, we're gonna bring one leg up, okay? Now, if you have a hard time getting your knee over your belly button without bending it, don't straighten it out here. I'm trying to help you affect your hamstrings. You ain't gonna do it if you straighten your leg out here. I don't care about the straightness. The knee has to be over the belly button. Okie dokie. Palms are up. What better way to get shoulder mobility than laying in the floor? So my trick shoulder, I can tell, is a little higher than the other one. It's up there, okay? And I'm trying to let it just meld into the floor while I'm doing an L stretch. And then I'll rotate my ankles, okay? And I'll hold it here for at least a minute. Yeah, and I'll just rotate and I'll keep this knee over the belly button, okay? And then work on straightening it. Drop your shoulders, palms are up, bring your hands up as high as they can over your, just let it melt right into the ground. Then just bring that leg down, right there. Bend your knee, bring the other leg in. So the knee is over the belly button. Palms are up, drop your shoulders, take a breath. I'm gonna sneak this leg up as far as I feel I can in dorsiflexion, drop your shoulders. Then I'm gonna sneak this leg down as far as I can to keep my dorsiflexion going. Do not let your toes go out to the side, especially the lower one. Now drop your shoulders again. Big breath in through the nose. And then circle. So you can go both ways. But don't go away from the knee at the belly button level. Don't drift. Okay? Keep those arms up. Drop your shoulders again. Round you go. Round you go. Straighten that leg. Should be stretching all the way through the heel cords, all the way through the backs of the legs, into your plantar fascia. This is one of those moves you gotta just do. Okay. Take a breath. 5, 4, pull it in. 3, 2, 1. Bring those elbows in. Bring that leg in. Rotate. You can tighten in, rotate through the pelvic. See, we worked a lot on this while we were standing. See how I'm just squeezing in the butt, releasing. Do it one more time and put a little pressure on your heels. Lift those hips. So this is one of the ones that if you can do this one time and hold it for 15 seconds, then do that. If you can hold it for 30 seconds, do that. If you can want to do it repeatedly, that's fine, but you got to put pressure on the hamstrings at some point. Okie dokie. Okay, I'm going to roll to the side. I could have gotten up straight away, but I don't want you to do that because some of you have very delicate backs. So I'm right here, and I'm going to just move myself around until I feel a good stretch through the hips. I'm going to rotate to the other side. I'm going to move myself around until I feel a good stretch. And then I'm going to go to my hands and knees, put my toes under, push, equalize. So you're right here, you're equalizing. Drop your shoulders. Take a big breath. And you're up. You ready for the post test? Here's the post test. Those of you who are on with me when I first began this whole little thing, I had you do this. I had you stand here and bring your elbows in to your waist. And then I had you open your hands. And I wanted you to see from here to here how far your whole hand rotation could get your thumb to your shoulder easily. So bring them right here, drop your shoulders, elbows are in, and I'm gonna come right to here. And I can go back almost to the center of my deltoid. When I did this to begin with, they were here in the front of the deltoids. And now I can come back here without it really like pinching or feeling like, oh, that's really hard. That's your pre and post test for shoulder motion opening. So this is about shoulder, opening up your shoulders and shoulder mobility. I hope it helped. I hope it helped. Yes, I'll do.